Fellas, I know multiple brands doing multi-A figures in a year, and their team is literally just video editors, VAs, and graphic designers. Meanwhile, I also know a lot of brand owners who can't scale, hit a plateau, and they have a ridiculous amount of people on payroll, like 20, 30 plus people for some reason. The truth is, hiring more people alone just doesn't mean you see progress. And most of the time, brand owners have no clue who it is that's actually driving results. They hire random people. They add a lot of load. They don't even know what's going on in their business. And it's actually one of the biggest bottlenecks I see in the space because everyone wants to just hustle their way to success. You can get to 100k days with that, yes, but you won't be able to scale from 1 million a month to 10 million a month if you don't optimize for hiring and systems. The most important thing, because people have to focus on creatives, media buying, whatever. If you want to go from 1 mil to 10 mil a month, it's usually just systems and hiring. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact hiring strategy that we use to consistently scale brands to 100k per day plus. I'm going to cover who you should actually hire and when, where to find top tier talent who don't need babysitting, as well as how to compensate them, track performance, and know when it's time to let them go. So let's get into it. So then, what is the evolved hiring strategy that lets me chill out in the Maldives while we continuously scale brands to 100k per day? Great question. So let's get into it. First thing, why hiring can make or break your brand? Everyone knows you need to hire. Why? First of all, it's the most highest leverage move you can make in your business, right? You buy back the time, increase quality output, and scale past plateaus. You don't hire just because it's cool to hire. And the killer team is the difference between you making 7 figures and 10. When you want to exit eventually as well, VC, PE going to look at your systems and team. If you're out of the business, can it scale? If not, it is a professional freelancer. They're not going to treat it like a real business. But hiring is important, but if you do it wrong, you burn a lot of cash, waste a lot of mental bandwidth, and unnecessary stress. And the worst part is a bad hire because training them as well, managing them takes out a lot of your time that you could be spent on more linear moving tasks. So there are two types of brand owners regarding this topic. Okay, some are afraid to delegate, so they end up doing everything themselves. CS, editing ads, VA work, everything. These type of people, they just worry that someone else can do it as good as them, whatever it is, so they can't actually hire someone. And in the process, they kept their brand from scaling. Whereas other people struggle to know if a hire is even right. So you hire someone, you're wondering, okay, do you just take some time to ramp up? How long does it take? Or is it just the wrong fit? You don't know. The more you hesitate, the longer you wait, the more shit builds up underneath you. Shit doesn't get done, you won't scale. And when you scale without systems, it doesn't matter who you hire. Even a good hire won't know what to do as well, right? So if they come in, you don't know what to expect, they just do whatever. You don't know what they want. You don't know what success looks like. Just tell them, hey, make winning ads. What does a winning ad look like? What are the steps you take to get there? They don't know. You don't know. No one wins. There's no clarity. No one scales. And it sounds crazy. I also know some brand owners doing pretty decent numbers who are still stuck in this VA mode, handling tasks that they should have dedicated long ago. But some people, they know it's not scalable, they're just scared to do it. While, on the other hand, it's a very common one, people who are the complete opposite, where they want to delegate every single thing, creative strategy or whatever, the leader moving task, like every single thing, because people tell them that they need to be hustlers or they need to be boss people, so they can spend their time going out to Dubai, renting Lambos, selling courses. Such cases exist, many such cases. And the thing is, if you spend so much time getting good at careers and marketing, why are you dedicating that so early when that is your age? You've essentially eroded away your age, quality drops, mistakes pile up, performance starts to tank, and you wonder why. Bro. And it's why this topic is so important in eCom. It's so unsexy. No one wants to talk about it. If you do it well, you can scale up to 9-10 figures. Right? So, first question, how do you know when it's time to hire? Good question. Very easy. Track all the tasks you're doing right now, the time spent doing them, and your total working hours. If you work 10 hours a day for 6 days a week, 60 hours a week, 240 hours a month, how much revenue did you make? Check your hourly rate from there. If your brand made 200,000 and you spend 240 hours working, hourly rate is $833. Do you think if you hired a VA of $5 an hour, would that be more efficient than spending the time doing, customer support? Probably yes. Editors, do you think if you paid someone $20 an hour, while your hourly is $833, would the time saved be worth hiring them? Obviously it is. That's when you should hire. So, after that, pretty straightforward of when you should outsource. A lot of you guys, same thing. It's not just business, even for your personal life. Let's say you profited, I don't know, 100,000 that month. Okay, you profited 100,000 a month. Why are you still spending time cleaning your house when you could use the time to actually work on the business? Kind of dumb, right? All right, next question. So we know why we need to hire. How do you hire? What are the principles that you need to know? First thing, you hire to remove bottlenecks, not to feel like a real business. Like I said in the example, it's not so you can be a boss, a hustler, and rent Lambos in Dubai. You hire them because you need to hire them. Okay, and every hire should either give you more quality output or give you back high leverage time. You hire creative strategists so they can make more winning ads for you, scale. You hire video editors or VAs so they can buy back your time to not do random stuff. The third thing, if you can't clearly define what success looks like for the role, you're not ready to fill it. Someone asks you, hey editor, make winning ads, what does winning ads look like? What is the term for winning ads? Is it majority spend at KPI? Is it how many winning ads does it take to get there? If you don't know what it looks like, they don't know what it looks like, you know what it means. So we know brands doing multi-8 figures a month and Evolve as well. There are dudes doing 100k days. The team is listed at 5 people. VAs, editors, graphic designers. You don't need a bloated team. You just need output and accountability. And it's always a big misconception. People say you need more to scale. That's not true. In every single thing you do, creatives, LPs, everything in eCom, quality over quantity. The leaner your team is, the faster you can scale. So this is where brands go wrong. You just hire for volume instead of leverage. So you bring more editors thinking if you put out more ads, you get them to the next level. Logically, that sort of makes sense, right? More ads, you spend more tests, you mean more chances to win. What happens is if your hit rate sucks in the first place, more output just burns cash. So what do I mean? Let's say you start off with 100 ads a month at a 1% hit rate. How many winning ads did you make this month? 1. Okay? Or I'm going to hire more editors or whatever it is, and I can put out 400, but my hit rate drops to 0.2%. Why? Because obviously there's too many people to manage. I can't keep up with all the volume you're putting out, or maybe the process to create ads just sucks or whatever it is. We're back to the first place now. Quality drops, more quantity increases. Now I still make like 0.8. That's like one winning creative a month. Kind of dumb. Although you did more work, output winning ad doesn't actually increase. Whereas, if let's say you had more time behind it, let's say you only made 20 creatives a month, but your hit rate now increases to 30%. You made 6 winning ads this month. Just from higher input, more hit rate, instead of just spamming more volume. It's not all the cases you need more volume, in more editors or whatever it is higher. Quality over quantity. Okay? So you now know that activity doesn't correlate to more effectiveness. Of course, when you're just starting out, you start testing a lot more, right? When you're first starting out, test formats, creators, whatever the hell it is. But as you scale, you need this leverage to improve your hit rate, automatic process, systems to not just add headcount, systems to actually increase your hit rate. Second thing, like I said, delegating your edge too early, which for most of you guys is creative and marketing. So you made a few winning ads, you think you understand marketing, you crack the code, you can just toss it the keys to someone else, they will scale. Not how it works, bro. Yes. Do you know what helped you scale to that 10k day? Maybe that was just one winning ad. Do you know what worked once? Doesn't mean you understand why it worked and the process to get there consistently. You might have nailed one angle, one avatar, but you don't need a customer at the VIP level. If you don't understand it with intent, you can't teach it. If it's not a replicable system you can teach, your team won't be able to execute. If you knew how to consistently create winning ads through your own process and you can teach it to your team, that's when it becomes replicable. I always recommend dudes to start hiring their creative strategists once they're at more scale. Maybe it's $1 million a month, 500k per month. Once they know how to get a few winning ads in a row, okay, you understand your creative strategy decently well, now you can teach it to your team to do it as well. And the third one, hire because you want to, not because you need to. So some dudes, I've checked my hourly right now, I know I need to hire this person. Of course, but just because you need to hire someone ASAP, doesn't mean you should do it ASAP. So what do I mean by this? So this example, dudes say, oh, I need to hire video editor ASAP. Next thing you know, you go on Upwork, you find like 10 interviews within the next 2 days, you just go and hire someone random from there. Hiring not performing well, you blame it on the higher quality. Good talent exists, they just don't want to work for you. Okay? I'll talk about how to actually incentivize them later on. But first off, you need to find a winning hire. And you don't even know what a winning hire looks like. How can you find one? Right? So you need to decide exactly what are the traits a winning hire should have. And the hire you make needs to be a perfect fit. You cannot compromise. Analogy I like to give, same thing with dating. If you want to find like a wifey or whatever it is, you need to put in enough leads, enough volume to find the perfect fit. If you don't find the perfect fit within a 10, it's okay. Do 100, do 200 leads to find the perfect fit for you. You cannot compromise with someone. If you find a girlfriend, like you did like 5 dates or whatever it is with someone, and you just found someone, decided to go with someone just because you want to or whatever, you're unhappy with them. Same thing with your hires. You need to put in enough volume to find the right person, and you cannot compromise on your values. The wrong hire will cost you more time and money in the long run. Do not rush the process. Right? If you spend so much time hiring, managing someone, whereas you could have just spent the same time doing high leverage tasks, creatives. That's why a wrong hire costs much more in the long run. Make sure they're perfect. And the hiring filter now, you know what you should look at when you hire. So how do you actually hire a good or a bad hire? Okay. First thing, is the task costing you more than outsourcing would? Like we mentioned about, you spend 10 hours a week on CS or whatever, and your time is $300 per hour. You've essentially lost $3,000 because you don't want to outsource it to someone. Like I said, simple enough. Check your hourly rate, figure out what your time is worth. If it makes sense, delegate it. If it doesn't, don't yet. Second thing, can you define success before you hire? You should be able to answer clearly what's a winning week for this hire, what is a winning month for this hire, etc. Because if your team doesn't know what success looks like, you will never hit it. They'll do what they think is success, but it could be entirely different from what you think is success. So should you do 2 concepts and 1 is a winner, 5 UGC edits that hit target ROAS? They don't know, you don't know, nothing scales. Outline it very clearly. If your hire doesn't know what good looks like, you'll both be guessing. Okay? And the third thing is, do you have the systems to hold them accountable? So you can manage what you don't measure. So this can be in the form of clipboard dashboards, naming systems, scorecards, whatever it is. So what do I actually mean by this? You tell your VA you need to do X amount of, or you just tell them, hey, go ahead and do your support tickets. Okay, great. How many do I need to do? How many should I do every day? How long should it take for me to do one? They don't know, so they just do it at their own pace or whatever they think is good. If you don't track them, they don't know what it looks like. You can hold them accountable as well. Super simple. You can just set it up with ClickUp, Notion, whatever it is. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. No systems means no clarity, means no performance. The bottom line, what you should need to know is your hires will only perform as good as your systems. If you cannot teach a replicable system, your hires will fail regardless. Systems and SOPs for every single person that comes in. Great. Now you need to know what you should look out for when you're hiring. When you hire someone, how should you actually structure the payment so you attract only top tier talent who wants to work with you. When you're hiring someone, you should ask just 3 questions. Are you rewarding output over time? Do they know exactly how to earn more or how to grow? And do the incentives align with yours? First thing is clear incentives. Most important thing if you want to hire A players. Simple one is creatives, since it's the most important task for you. Here's a story, right? I helped this dude in Evolve, recover 500,000, okay, from hack spend. 500,000. The next day, he tries to go to editors and hire them for $3 an hour. He has $500,000 liquid cash. He's trying to hire someone for $3 an hour, although video editors and creatives are the most important growth lever for your brand. Do you think you're going to get someone good if you try to cheap out on it? Probably not, right? Oh, his counter argument was this: I'm going to hire them based on this low salary and payoff incentive. Cool. But if you're really hiring A+ talent for such an important role, don't they just work for a bigger brand that can do both? They're going to pay them 5 to 10K per month and give them the same incentive. why are you chipping up for no reason, bro? Right? And if you scale, you need A players, and A players won't work for you unless there's clear upside. It doesn't need to be monetary. It can be status, appreciation, etc. Our graphic designer was so happy to work with us because instead of just graphic designer, we give him this role of senior graphic designer. Made him so happy to stuck with us. Small things like this can go a long way. It's not just always money. So, in order to have clear incentives, you just need performance-based incentives. That can be video editors, bonuses for winners, creative strategies, rev share, etc. 2, show them the actual results scoreboard. Hey, this is the total amount of ads we made this month. How many winning ads did we get? They can see for themselves as well. And if not as well, you need to close the feedback loop. What do I mean by closing feedback loop? You need to actually train your hires. Okay, everyone in your team, if the incentives are aligned, they want to win as well. How can you actually train them to get more winning ads so you win and they win also? Coach them. Hey, I think your ad didn't do well because of whatever. Implement it, apply, close the feedback loop. Great. If something's working, go ahead and talk about it with your team member. Hey, your approach with video editing, I think it can be better. Or maybe this winning ad you made, was really, really good ad style. Let's do more of that. Closing the feedback loop and making sure you train them. Okay? If you don't train your team, you just expect them to do whatever they want, it's not going to end up well. It's all about feedback loops. Okay? So, the second thing is compensation ladders, or just knowing how they can grow. It's an important one because everyone chases growth, and for your hires, A talent at least, they always want to keep improving in terms of status, roles, or whatever monetary. So you need to map out a clear path for them when they join. Hey, when you first join as editor, if you make this amount of winning ads, I'm gonna keep giving you bonuses, right? At what winning rate, what counts as a win, define it clearly with them, so they know the more winning ads they make, more they can earn. And if they do good, we can even promote them, editor, senior video editor, creative strategies, etc. People want to know a plan for growth. Something you need to lay out with them clearly at the start. Same thing, creative strategies, right? Okay, I'm going to give you a bonus, but at what point do I give you a bonus? What KPIs to find success, etc. So, simple one, creative strategies as well. Let's say you can give them 5% of ad spend on an ad to hit a winner. So they know clearly if they hit a winner how much they can make, but also make it realistic for them. You can just say, okay, I'm making 100k per month right now. I'm going to incentivize you when you make me an extra $1 million a month. Boom. Step by step. Okay? So it's important that you also align incentives, not just, like I said, monetary. If you compensate for volume, compensate performance, you get very, very different results. Okay? You can just say you want winning ads, but reward them for doing more ads. I don't care how many ads you make. Just give me the quality, give me the winning ads. Okay? So it's also a filter. If someone doesn't want performance-based pay, probably they're not going to be the person that scale with you. And it's not just that, right? It's also the team culture behind it. Incentives don't just need to be regarding the business. It can also be, let's say if your team comes in and they just want to work for 8 hours a day, and just piss off, right? That's not the type of person that you might not want necessarily. So you need to work on the lens of that you and your team. If you figure it out, you guys will both make a lot of money or whatever they care about, status, recognition, or whatever the hell it is. Shouldn't that there's upside? If you're locking with your brand, there's actually growth potential. So, like I said, all of these come back to actually showing the team members how much they can make, not just monetary, but let's say status or whatever the hell it is they care about. Important to ask them. Not everyone cares about money. Some people just want status, appreciation, etc. It's how you actually attract A-level talent. If not, everyone's just gonna go work for a big GMC or whatever that's gonna pay them a lot more. So, with all that being said, you need to have a positive feedback loop with your team members also. So, if you're trying to make a killer team, you need to make sure that you're giving the required effort on your end as well. Like I said, it's not possible for you to just piss off and expect them to do everything. You always need to coach them. give feedback what's working, share what's not working, etc. So you actually create an environment where everyone can actually learn, improve, and win with you. So people actually see growth and they can make a lot more money being with you. And if someone doesn't understand how they can earn more, your system is broken. System problem. Third one, so how do you actually track the ROI by role? Without a way to check your team's efforts, you won't know actually who's doing well, what's not, what the problem actually is. Very simple one. Ad hit rate. Okay. Check how many ads are they producing per week? What percentage of the ads hit your winning ad KPI? So, if you only make 200 ads a month, 3 are winners, that's a 1.5% hit rate. You don't care about the volume, you care about your hit rate and winning ad volume. Like I said in the previous example, if they only did 20 queries a month at a 30% hit rate, 6 winning ads a month, that's way better than doing more at 1% hit rate. The second one, asset types versus performance, which just means checking what actually is working on, and so a lot of you guys just test creative just because that's whatever you came up with, but you don't actually know what variables went behind it. If you don't know why you want to test an ad in the first place, what variables go behind it, it's just hard for you to track what is working and what is not. Whereas if you clearly define why you want to test this ad, who's the avatar desire behind it, what type of ad is it, when you look back at it, it's much easier to see what is working, what is not, what should we do more of, what should we not. The third one is just speed to output. So it can be tracked for your video editors. How long does it take for them to create an ad? VAs, how long does it take to complete their task? It can also be for hires. How long does it take for them to complete their assessment? Something that you can track as well. So you know the average and you should know what the team is doing, how you can improve it. You can set this up in whatever you want. In ClickUp, Google Sheets, Notion, for example. It's pretty straightforward. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. So, and the last thing is just when to let someone go. So there's a few things that go behind it, okay? Of course, when someone is chronically missing, they keep under-delivering despite you telling them really. It's not really about skills at that point. Something is wrong and it can make exceptions. 2, if you find yourself constantly guessing their work or what they're doing, something is wrong there, right? They should fill up your mental bandwidth and not drain it. Great. So now that you have that issue already, you figure out, okay, this person not doing well, wasting my time. What should you do? Sometimes it's your systems, sometimes it's your hires. So the first thing we do, go to the employee and talk to them about it. Some people are afraid of confrontation, but it's inevitable. Just tell them, frame it this way. Hey, whoever it is. When you first joined, you were fired up, you saw you have potential to be a great editor. Recently, there's been an issue. What can we do to help you improve it? Frame it like this, play into the ego, whatever it is. First thing you need to do is try to figure out a system to help them do better. Because if you can build A-level playing fields, anyone who comes in will just become a winner. So even B players become winners. If you can build that out, great systems, it's very easy to hire. Okay, after you talk to them about it, okay, you build up the system they need to help them scale. The video editor says, oh, the problem is I don't have access to this software. I'll buy it for you, no problem. And build an improvement plan. Okay, so let's say from this chat, our improvement plan is I'm going to buy all these systems for you. Whatever you need, I'm going to build up this system, this tool. Okay, great. In these 2 weeks, I expect you to be able to improve already. The hit rate should get better, the quality should get better. And if not, I build up a system for you to do better and you're still not improving, then it's not my system problem anymore. Problem is the hire. In 2 weeks, they still don't improve, it's time to let them go. That's it. So, some people ask me where to hire. Really, online jobs page is good for VAs. Upwork, VAs, editors, still good. Most senior roles are in LinkedIn, creative strategy, CEO, etc. Right? So how we actually approach these people, what messages we use, what are our exact compensation structures and incentives, that's something that we cover inside Evolve. If you guys found this hiring video helpful, leave a like and comment any other questions you may have. And if you're doing at least 100k per month and want more source on how to scale your e-commerce brand, whether that is creative strategy, CRO, offers, etc., or you just want to meet more high-level e-com brand owners, we also run a community of 300 plus brand owners who do anywhere from 6 to 8 figures per month. We're always in there answering questions and revealing the source of how we're scaled to our 100k days and what we're doing now to scale to our $1 million days. If that's something that interests you, I'll leave a link below. Besides that, thank you for watching this video.